Well, good afternoon, boys and goyim. This is Vincent Burt of the 11th Hour Remnant Messenger and the Church of Jesus Christ Christian. I'm a little half-dressed today because I'm going to be talking to you today about a subject that is near and dear to my heart called the experts. Now, I'm doing this on my PC camcorder rather than a different media altogether. And I realized that if you try and listen to this off YouTube, either because of my speaker setup or your receiver setup, that it comes in very dim or very low. So I found out that when I got a set of headphones with a volume control independent, and it could be just a single plug-in, okay? If you plug this in and listen using a system such as this, you will have no trouble hearing what I have to say. So I think until I hear otherwise from you when I upload again, that I'm going to continue to use this. It's a heck of a lot more convenient. It goes directly in. I don't have to download and upload and yada yada. Anyway, my topic today is the experts. I love it. Experts abound everywhere. They're in books and magazines, text, radio, and on television. They're experts on medicine, diet, politics, the military adventures, nutrition, science, and academia. They speak with authority, eloquence, and alacrity about this and that, and are nearly always proven wrong with the passage of time. The economy and the market are the most profound recent examples of these moronic experts who have fed the media full of pap and bullshit for years. The forces of greed, avarice, and outright corruption blinded the experts until the very day the bubble burst and they still had no clue. Anyone who listens to and believes in an expert is a fool or stupid, or both, and very likely both. Experts pound away daily about global warming. The term has become so identified with controversy and myth that the mantra was revised to climate change. Carbon and green have become the new operative words to shame us into believing the utter nonsense of this worldwide religion, and a religion is what it is. After all, what better way to motivate and control masses to a common cause short of war or an alien invasion? The money that these hoaxes promise insiders is mind-boggling. One only has to look at Al Gore and his promulgation of carbon credits and getting that passed through, and who knows where it's going to go from there. The ramifications of global warming, climate change agenda is insidious and far-reaching. Warmer equals ice melting. Ice melting equals sea risings. Sea risings equals species extinction. Species extinction equals more arid land. Arid land means more or fewer crops. Fewer crops means more hunger. More hunger means too much population. And too much population, it means, well, there's too much carbon. Well, and it's easy to see where you go from there. Carbon credits, taxes, and restrictions are soon to follow, making the rich richer, the poor poorer, and most assuredly all will pay more for every commodity that comes to you on a daily basis. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Experts tell us every day about the onslaught of cancer. Hardly a newspaper or magazine gets published without a cry for mammograms, colonoscopies, prostate checks, lung cancers, leukemia, and a host of other types of cancer. Research money is clamored for and begged day by day by day. Checkups are recommended by oncologists and other practitioners. Diagnoses and deaths are up dramatically. Every reason is given for your cancer: adulterated foods, the environment, pesticides, genetic engineering, or lifestyle, or your own genetics. Any and all may play a role in this malady. But one thing is certain: it is big. No, it is a monstrous business for the medical profession and the pharmaceutical industry. Treatments are cost prohibitive for most without insurance, and the revenue to the cancer industry is enormous, billions upon billions of dollars. The fact is that nearly every human being contracts cancer at least once in their lifetime, and you have to really determine what cancer really is. Okay, so, and many people have contracted cancer more than once. Left undiagnosed, most survive and don't even know that they even had the cancer. Later autopsies of the elderly prove that this is so in a vast majority of individuals, and all you have to do is read Hulda Clark's book, The Cure for All Diseases, where she takes the data and presents it to you in an understandable format. Now, the experts will guide you to unnecessary testing and procedures, putting you at risk for even more opportunities of exploitation and exploration. All these mechanizations derive huge amounts of revenue to the industry, and it is an industry. Cancer is an industry. While you are shepherded through each and every one of those steps with their hand in your nose ring, leading you down the primrose path to cut, slash, and burn. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Experts tell us what to eat and how much. They tell us what not to eat. The food pyramid, which was the holy grail of nutrition 50 years ago, was declared a ruse. Then it came back into favor. Eggs are good, eggs are bad. Butter is good, butter is bad. Red meat is bad, vegan is good. Organic is good. Hormones are bad. Milk is good. No, milk is bad. Cheese is bad, cheese is good. Red wine is good, white wine is bad. Vitamins are good, vitamins are not so good any longer. They should get FDA approval because the FDA does such a great job with our slaughterhouses and our pharmaceutical industries. One mad cow will cause a whole herd to be destroyed, but an HIV carrier can be as promiscuous as they want. E. coli, salmonella, avian flu, and any other identified by experts cause millions of dollars of produce or meat to be destroyed. The Novo experts are sought after as modern sages on how to conduct our lives. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Okay, new scientific evidence finds that, and you fill in the blank. Red dye number 4 causes, pick a malady. Man walked with the dinosaurs. Black holes make up the fiber of the universe. The string theory is real. The new CERN collider will destroy the world. An asteroid is on collision with the Earth or planet Nebo. Man-made global warming has been proven beyond any shadow of a doubt. Jesus was married to Mary Magdalena. By 2020, Florida will be underwater. Civilization started in dark Africa, and we all are descendants from the Negro. And it goes on and on and on. Anyone that listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Human nature dictates that everyone wants, no, craves, their 15 minutes of fame. Certainly I did. I'm not going to deny it. Academics must publish or perish as having any hope of credibility in their future careers. They must get recognition and tenure to move forward or up. Any cause or study will do. Liars can figure, but figures don't lie, unless they are juiced. And the government juices them every day, and so do the statisticians, and so do the scientists. Okay, once a paper is published or a funding is made to study or research a subject matter, and it comes to the public eye, it is taken as gospel. Once published, even if discounted by peer review later, or challenged by peer review, the public perception is rarely altered. The first out, usually sustains in debates or disputes, are relegated to non-news or the backs of the academic periodicals. The expert has had his 15 minutes of fame. He is published. He is recognized. He is considered an authority, and that's all that counts. He made his mark on civilization. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Man makes everything complicated. Even the most mundane of things are made complicated. Reason? Well, there's no money in simplicity. There are vast sums of money to be made in complexity. Complex things require experts who have licenses to protect their turf. In order to play, and that means make money, on their turf, you must learn the lingo, study the nuances and the complex nature, and pass a test. Now you can become a player and make money in their game. So it is with psychiatry, psychology, sociology, banking, insurance, legal system, real estate, medicine, ad infinitum. None of them truly know their profession, but all claim to be an expert while they practice their profession. They offer sage advice and perform often questionable practices, extracting money from you a little at a time. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Once the war has been staged, and staged they are, the military and State Department experts take the public eye off the ball and spew endless analysis of strategy, tactics, winning, surges, freedom, protecting civil rights, protecting human rights, America's security, spending, costs, self-governing, and, well, fill in the blank. Anything but why we are really there and what little importance it is to Joe Sixpack, and that would include even me. Poor old Joe hasn't even seen an Iraqi, Afghani, or Al-Qaeda terrorist in his town, much less on his block, or even attacking his house. The brouhaha is so much esoteric bullshit his mind just shuts down with all the blithering coming from him from the experts. Anyone who believes an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Civil rights, forced integration, busing, affirmative action, and entitlements has resulted in more crime, dissension, racism, division, and contentiousness than ever before. The social engineers, the so-called experts, convinced the fools in America and the government that this is what will make America great, as if we weren't already the greatest nation the civilized world has ever seen. It didn't need anything but to be left alone. As a result, our schools are dangerous battlegrounds with drugs and violence. Our inner cities are trashed and unsafe. We fell behind the civilized world in educating our youth. Our prison population has grown tenfold in 20 years. Rape and mayhem is rampant, and the whole new culture of laziness has permeated our society. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. More than 60% of Americans surveyed claim that they are Christians, yet since the 1950s, Christian ministries have been silent on the rampant abortion, which has taken 40 million lives, pornography everywhere you look, open and notorious homosexuality condoned, failure to take corrupt politicians to task, and children who rebel against all morality, and parents. Drugs are available everywhere in America, most by prescription. The church rarely takes to the streets on these issues. Televangelists reap millions of dollars preaching the prosperity message that Jesus has become Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy, all wrapped up into one. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Politicians are elected and sent to office in the hopes and expectation that they will represent the will of the constituency. Once they cross the line from common citizen to politician, they become lawmakers, and therefore they must make laws, and make laws they do, to the tune of more than 3,500 laws each and every year. Each law must pass both houses before it has been conjured, written, argued, rewritten, revised, and finally passed. You must understand, however, that none of these laws are actually written by our elected. None of them. They have no time to write laws, much less read most of them. They vote from a motion or a synopsis provided by staffers or the NGOs. Congress in session 9 months out of the year, 5 days per week, with some rare weekend work. Most aren't even there much of the time. They are stumping, boondoggling, visiting, vacationing, taking fact-finding tours, and entertaining. They are giving speeches, conniving behind closed doors to enrich their power base and pocketbooks. They receive visitors in glad hand for votes or contributions. They claim to be the guardians of truth, liberty and the American way of life while preening before the cameras on C-SPAN. In any event, if they were to stay and perform the work they were elected to do, they would be in session 225 days a year. That's an average of 17 laws passed each and every day in session. Reams of paper that had to be read, analyzed, understood, and agreed upon. That's one bill every 30 minutes of each and every working day. I will leave that to you to determine how well any of them are able to do their job based upon these facts. The consequences of their actions rarely fulfill the ultimate goal for which they were intended. They are actually run and controlled by others who never have to be elected, are not known by name, and move as ghosts from one administration to another regardless of who or what party is in office. Bow down or die as a politician until you find tenure after 5 terms. The agendas will move forward, and everything else is smoke and mirrors to keep the Americans off balance and arguing about the inane. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. The historical revisionists will have you believing that our founding fathers were a bunch of elitist slave owners who sallied about with their black slaves and negresses and begot little pickaninnies by the droves. That if they were Christians at all, they were marginal Christians at best. What they don't tell you is the history books is that Thomas Jefferson single-handedly penned our great Declaration of Independence in 1776, which has the profound, "We are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights." When Jefferson was 25 years old, he wrote King George III many times compelling letters urging him to relax his hold on the colonists. Washington outfitted and fed the colonial army from his own pockets, and it nearly broke him. Franklin was largely responsible for prayer at the seating of each congressional meeting, as well as securing French support for our revolution. Every signer of the Declaration of Independence was imprisoned, hanged, or murdered, and all of their property seized. We don't have any men standing in America today with that kind of stature, that kind of vision, that kind of courage, and resolve to accomplish what the Founding Fathers were able to accomplish. And they didn't even have 30% of the population for them. We have many men who sit behind word processors who have accomplished nothing of value, slander all that is true, that is righteous, and that is courageous. They aren't even men enough to live vicariously through those who might step out a little to voice their convictions. Anyone who listens to an expert is a fool or stupid or both. Someone more famous than all those heretofore mentioned once said, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." No one today is like Diogenes walking the night with a lantern seeking the truth. You're too lazy, too stupid to care, which works well as long as there's food on the table and a roof over your head. When the basics are no longer available, it's going to be too late to do anything about it. After all, why defend nothing of value? Why stand for nothing? So America is in a conundrum. Those who have are comfortable enough to be apathetic for fear of losing what they do have. And lose they will if they stand against the forces that seek to destroy our country, culture, and way of life. Those who are scrambling for their next meal are too busy with that to do anything else. So instead of mindlessly absorbing the pap and total bullshit of self-proclaimed and adulated experts, get off your collective asses and seek the truth yourself. The truth has a certain ring to it, because you have been desensitized to the truth through your educational system, media, and pundits. Its spirit nonetheless still resides in you. The truth settles in your psyche and roots itself like a major big old oak tree. The truth puts you in a place where there is no longer a quest. There is no longer a need for a quest. You have arrived and you have no need to go further. The truth is absolute in the world that tells you there are no absolutes. There is no gray areas to fringe and taint. Truth cannot be denied, argued, or compromised. Everything else is opinion, based solely on emotion, ignorance, foolishness, and founded upon error and false data, lies, and propaganda. Will the truth set you free? Only within yourself, only in your own inner peace. Truth is an anathema to the world. The world will hate you when you speak the truth, as they hate me, and I thrive on it. Anyway, anyone who believes in an expert is a fool or stupid or both. And that's the end of my message today. Yahweh bless you if you're white. Amen. I'm done.